So, welcome everybody to Baseball in Paradise. We're going to talk to the founder of Baseball Paradise Company. His name is Matt Lynch. He's here with us. So, just a little background on who Matt is. He is the former head coach at the Benjamin School, which is a private school in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Matt also has coached many kids and helped them get where they need to go as far as college recruitment, and some have even gone and played in the pros. So, Matt, as baseball parents, and I'm one myself, we see kids posting online that they're committed. There might be an 8th grade, 9th grade. What does that mean when someone says they're committed to a university, but they haven't even played high school baseball yet? What does that truly mean in terms of their commitment level to the school and vice versa?
Honestly, it doesn't. It's not an ironclad agreement, so anything can happen. It's basically the kids saying, I want to go to your school, the school that they wanted me, they offered me, and I jumped at it. Because those offers, come and go. If you get hurt and don't develop, if you don't develop the way they thought you would, they can just pull it right from under you. And, and at the Power Five, they'll get kids in 8th and 9th grade to commit. And, if those guys don't have success, they're going to be gone in 2 or 3 years and not even have a chance to really get that recruit in. So, and you see kids, even now when you get new head coaches, they have to talk to the new coach. If the new coach doesn't want them, they might have been committed to school for 3 years verbally, since 8th or 9th grade. But by senior year, they have to find somewhere else to play. And at that time, you're cutting yourself off from other schools that might have been interested, that might have been looking at you. And I know most schools honor it, where if you're committed there, they're not going to look at you or offer you if you're already committed verbally. It's just, frowned upon. So it doesn't really mean anything, honestly. I've had kids that were verbally committed who they decommitted themselves, or the school pulled it from them, and kids who sign on the dotted line, even that the school pulled it from them right before they were show up for school. So it doesn't mean much.
So how does a parent then navigate and figure out when's the right time to say yes to a school? Because I'm sure the kids probably, like you said, they may want to jump at the first offer because they're excited or they like the campus or what have you. When does a parent know, and a player know, when is the right time where you can feel pretty good about if a school offers you, they're going to stand behind it, and you're going to stand behind what you're saying you're going to do as well?
Well, I think it's a relationship you have with the coach and the background they have, if they're a quality guy, or, if they bring in 30 kids every year and then they cut half of them, I think it's got to be a right fit for you. You got to look at the class that they're bringing in. Do they have, 5 third basemen and you're the 6th one? Do they, have 4 catchers and you're the 5th? It's got to be, who are they recruiting? If they get you, are they going to look at more guys? I know in certain cases, if they got certain kids, the conversation is, we're going to commit to you as a third baseman. We don't want you getting anybody in that class, or we're going to look elsewhere. So it's got to be a conversation had with the parent and the coach, about the commitment and what they're looking for and what they're going to continue to go after, because you don't want to be the first recruit as a third base and then 3 years go by and now you're 1 of 5. So it's got to be the relationship with the coach, the fit. Would you like to go to the school even if baseball didn't work out and get a degree from there? That's something else to consider, because you got to try and have school work for you through baseball, because baseball is going to end much quicker than your school, and your degree is going to help you. So it's got to be your relationship with the coach. Who are they recruiting? Is it a fit for you? Do you like the place and want to go there? And would you be willing to go to school if baseball didn't work out there?
What's the timeline that parents and their players, because at some point this definitely has to be a process that the kids are involved in. It can't just be the parents doing everything for the kids. What's the timeline that everybody needs to start gearing up and preparing materials, reaching out to colleges to get noticed?
Well, first things first, the kids need to start being more proactive. That goes a lot in the ways of the coach's eyes. If they're getting emails from the kid, they're thinking the kid's, a grown man and able to handle his business. If it's from, the mom or the dad, it's not something that they want to really deal with. They want to deal with the player. And it shows that they're mature and they're wanting this, because it can't be the parent's decision. It's essentially the kid's most important decision going to this school. So the timeline, it depends on the player. So if you're physically gifted, if you're a big kid, throws hard, has a lot of power, guys that can throw hard and have some size and some projectability at a young age, they're going to try and swoop you up pretty quick. You see kids in 8th and 9th grade, kids throwing 86 miles an hour. He's 6'3" already. That's easy to see how he can project to 95, 96 by the time he graduates. The smaller guys, the guys that need time to develop, they're probably going to be getting their videos and their stuff out sophomore, junior year. Their process going to be a little longer now. As far as positionally, how it goes, if pitchers go early that can throw hard, they like to get you early and lock you up. And position players, they want to see how the bat develops. They want to see if you can handle all pitches, if you're tough with 2 strikes, if you can hit to the opposite field, if you can handle plus velo. They want to see more development there. And when they do, they'll make a decision. But the guys who are physically developed get noticed and seen first. So they're in a more advantageous spot as the guy that still needs to develop and grow. And so I would say that if you're physically developed and you're tall, you throw hard, you got a good exit velo, you got a good speed to you, probably freshman year is when to get your video and everything lined up. If you need more time and need more solid video, sophomore, junior year is probably the timetable for that. And not to get worried about the process. I mean, there's plenty of spots. It's just finding the right place that fits for you, both academically and athletically and regionally. If you don't like the cold, there's only, it cuts about half the country in half, right? I mean, so it's all going to be, depending on your physical attributes as to how ready you are to be seen. Because there's a good podcast that the Dirtbags do, Andy. It's are you getting exposure or exposed? So if you're a good player and you have physical tools where you go to these tournaments, you're getting exposure. If you're undersized and barely hitting out of the infield and struggling against plus velo, then well, you're getting exposed, and you want to make sure you're always getting exposure, not exposed. Because once you get exposed, some people get written off for the rest of their high school career.
How many times have you, after the fact, heard that somebody was there watching your game and you had no idea? In other words, the players, how important is it for them to do things the right way, whether that be warm-ups, in the game, what have you? It seems like coaches a lot of times are looking more at how the kids act than necessarily whether they got a big hit or struck out in the moment that they're watching them.
Yeah, a couple reasons. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of data out there for kids to develop. So there's a lot of kids with the same exit velo, the same throwing speed, same GPA. What's going to separate them? How are they going to deal with failure? And that's kind of, what you see success at the next level. How you deal with failure? Do you crumble and chuck your helmet and don't run hard to first, or do you pick yourself up and go get the next one, learn from that at bat, and come back and have success the next time move forward? They want to see guys that are willing to put the work in and can fight through the failure, and have success and represent the school in the right way. You don't want fights or people throwing their helmets or represent the school in just a negative way. So you're looking at the intangibles. We said it's very important, and you're wanting to see, is this a kid that I can help, that's open to coaching, that can deal with failure? Or is this a kid that can't play baseball, that his dad in the stands, or can't deal with failing, always has to have everything his way? Because that's not how it's going to be. You're going to deal with so much adversity, and they want to make sure that you can handle like a man and still be coachable and still believe in the process.
All right. Good stuff. Thank you, Matt, for your time today and talking with us. And I'm looking forward to more conversations and talking to other people in your network and and really giving parents and players a lot of good information going forward.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your time.